Welcome to Aperture Labs. This fine 1973 September 17th day has brought me great joy. I'm here today to tell you all the ways that the brain works in your body. These wonderful participants that I will be meeting shortly with you will be helping me explain these functions. Thank you. This here is Mackenzie. We found him outside of the Walmart and gave him $20 to be here. Say your lines.
Due to the nature of this documentary, I am not allowed to disclose any of the information of my hybridized parole. I consent.
Everything here's legal. This is Bobo. We found her in India and we've lobotomized him 3 times in a row. Isn't that so special? For our first experiment, we'll be looking at the pawns, and in order to do that, we'll have to put Mackenzie to sleep.
Thanks, boss.
Oh, no problem. Because of the amazing technology the 1970s offers, we can monitor Mackenzie's brain and realize that the pons is playing an amazing role in his sleep patterns along with other activities that his brain does, such as movement and not peeing himself, amongst other things. Now watch as Mackenzie's medulla functions in both the heart beating and breathing aspects. Listen. Wow, isn't that amazing? Now let's listen to his heartbeat. Cut. Now the thalamus is an interesting bit because it deals with all of the senses except for smell. Now, watch it here as my participant Mackenzie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch as he sees the cigarette, feels the cigarette, hears the cigarette, and is it any good? Now we'll watch the cerebellum function and the role of balance in the human body. Mackenzie, go ahead. Wow, isn't that amazing? The way he just stands there. You can really tell that the cerebellum is working its hardest right now.
Sir, it's out.
He what? He did what? Watch as Bobo chases me to death right now. Isn't it crazy how even in this death-defying process, my brain has the amygdala, which produces norepinephrine and other adrenaline-like chemicals in my brain so that I can run away from Bobo. Me and Mackenzie will now demonstrate the purpose of the hypothalamus in the brain. The hypothalamus, when stimulated, will release various hormones, including dopamine, which will give a pleasurable sense to the brain. We'll now be showing you the effects of the pituitary gland, which involves growth and development in the physical body. In order to combat these ill effects that we've put through Mackenzie, through all these legal experiments, we'll be having him drink this concoction. Let's watch. The reticular formation is responsible for a process involving arousement amongst other excitatory moods.
He has such a way with words.
Now to specify the importance of the spinal cord, the highway in between your brain and the rest of your neurons, I'll be demonstrating through scientifically impairing my friend Harrison's spinal cord. Wow. Without the spinal cord, we wouldn't be able to move our arms or our legs like our poor friend Harrison here. Remember, it's legal. I'll now be talking about the importance of the Wernicke's and Broca's areas in the brain. The Wernicke area is responsible for speech development and understanding, while the Broca is more responsible for speech production. For scientific purposes, I will be disabling these areas in Benjamin's brain. Watch. Hey Ben, what's your favorite color? Watch as my participant Harrison's motor cortex allows him to pull his weights up and down with such fashion. Also recognize that his sensory cortex is hard at work too, recognizing the weight and weight in his hands. The corpus callosum is important to the brain because it helps the left and the right sides of the brain communicate still. However, it can be an issue with those suffering from seizures. And our friend Mackenzie has been suffering from a lot of seizures recently. So we're going to fix that.
Should I still be up for this?
No. The cerebral cortex is the part of your brain that computes and stores information and spreads it out through the rest of your brain. Kind of like the CPU on a computer. Thank you for coming to Aperture Labs to learn about the brain with me.
Yo, 9 PP Pants, you're under arrest for tax fraud.
Love me, say that you love me, fool me, go on, fool me, love me, say that you love me, fool me, go on, fool me, love me, say that